They vary. I think the number one pick that I gave was what I call the politics business conundrum. And out of that politics business conundrum as a point, I selected three key areas. One is South Africa, where there will be the election. Hopefully, we project that Cyril Ramaphosa is going to be president. And then Nigeria, where Buhari is going for a second term. Many people did not foresee that, but he's definitely going for a second term from all indications. And then you find that as a result of this, it creates other potential disruptions that is likely to happen in the year. So, for example, as we can all foresee, there is likely to be pressure on Zuma to step down ahead of the elections. And then you have a situation where in Zimbabwe, which was the third pick also, ZANU-PF will be seeking to have Mnangagwa properly elected or fully elected to a full term on his own. These changes in the political as it were, environment triggers its own. And I'll give you a typical example. I think Nigeria will be the best example to give in this. The budget that Buhari is proposing for 2018 is heavily focused on infrastructure. And in the pre-election year, when you invest a lot in infrastructure, it may have other effect subsequently. And it is the basis of this that I want businesses to watch its impact. Remember, Nigeria is Africa's largest economy. It went into recession and grew at 5%, 0.5% at the end of the year. What happens in Nigeria affects the rest of the economy. Nigeria and South Africa combined, the activities there has an impact on the economy. And between South Africa and from Nigeria, I made a prediction that there is likely to be a second wave of South African businesses who will be moving across the continent following the first wave. And that is also based on intelligence on the ground. The picks, I don't follow any particular order, but I want you to pay attention to the AU passport as an example. And the AU passport is in the offing, but I gave the example that at the moment you take countries like Ghana and Rwanda, where ahead of the EU passport, an African can arrive in the country without necessarily going for a visa before arrival, so he gets the visa on arrival. That changes the pattern of travel across Africa, which is one of the underlying reasons why intra-African trade is growing. So that's a very good example. And then I talked about the Belt and Road project of the China government, which is trying to put a lot of investment in infrastructure across the African continent. And this infrastructure, depending on how businesses respond, may either lead to the increase in the supply of Chinese goods or the ability of African countries to increase manufacturing. So it all depends on the strategy and response. If you take Ethiopia as an example, you will see that Ethiopia is increasing very fast its light manufacturing industry. In respect of Ghana, I made a specific prediction that to the extent that the government can implement this bold initiative, one is one district, one factory, and the other one is the VALCO or integrated aluminium industry as a catalyst for industrialization. Of course, I mentioned the government has taken the step by giving power to VALCO at 3.5 cents per kilowatt hour. If that gets implemented and the interconnection to the upstream by the creating of an aluminium refinery is done, it will change the face of our industrialization permanently. I mean, this has been in the offing since 1922 anyway, but to have a government which is boldly seeking to implement this and taking the step to change the power tariff structure of VALCO is going to be a very significant change. So these are some of the highlights. There are many. I picked 6, and I think these are good highlights and it reflects how the African economy will be changing in 2018.